Hey Alden,
Hi, how are
my
you?
name's Justin. I'm from the Geekcentric podcast. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm talking to Han Solo about this freaky ass movie that I saw called Weapons, which was actually like really interesting. It was a very
Yeah.
interesting movie, and as expected, you were fantastic in it.
Thank
And
you.
I got to say, the mustache, it
Yeah.
really suited you.
Thanks very much.
It looked good on you, and I kind of got me thinking. When you're building a character like Paul, how much do physical elements like a mustache or even the uniform help you ground the character?
Yeah, they make a big difference. I put on like I don't know, maybe 10, 15 pounds to weight because I
Yeah.
just felt like that seemed right for the role.
Mhm.
They feed you in a big way, and it's why it's good to focus on those things. It's like you focus on the inside stuff, but then yeah, they make a big difference.
That's awesome. I know you're not typically a horror guy. You've stated this, but something clearly drew you to this script. What surprised you most about stepping into a genre film like this?
Um, I think it was the thing that I really, when I read it, it just felt like, God, something, and I think this is kind of playing out now as the movie's being released. There's something different about this. There's something unusual and something that just it stands out in some way you can't totally put your finger on. And for me, the best way of understanding that is that Zach wrote this from such a deep personal place. And so even though these aren't events in his life, obviously his imagination. There's a different quality to the way to this film's imagination, and I think it's almost like watching someone's nightmare.
Yeah, I totally agree. I had nightmares after. But I gotta ask, like, something that really stood out to me about weapons is that every character really does seem to be dealing with something. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
Paul's not just a cop. There's deeper stuff
yeah,
going on. And same with Justine. Justine's not just a teacher. There's
yeah.
there's more. In your opinion, and from your perspective, how do those individual complexities connect, do you think, to the larger themes? Because I feel
Mm,
like there's something there. I just
yeah.
don't know how to articulate it. So I thought I'd ask you.
That's a great question. I think
Yeah.
that the way to understand it is that in a way all of these characters are a part of Zach. They're different expressions of who he is, and that the bit larger story is also part of who he is. So there is kind of a poetic, it's almost like a dream language, the way in which
Right.
those things relate to that. When the big crazy stuff starts happening, the fact that you've been emotionally sort of intimate with all of these characters in this way for such a long time, you're in the world when it happens. And so it
Yeah.
it means that stuff lands way harder.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Zach, I had a chance to check out your short film, Shadow Brother Sunday.
Oh, thanks.
Really great work, man. Really great work.
Thanks
And
a lot.
since you've stepped behind the camera yourself, I'm curious what it was like working with a
Yeah.
director like Zach, who's like so actor focused. Like, did
Yeah.
anything about the experience stick with you as a filmmaker? Something that
Oh,
you might
yeah.
take into your own work?
Well, he had the qualities that I've experienced with, the great filmmakers I've gotten to work with, which has been such a joy for me. He had
Mhm.
such a deep connection to this material. He also, loved it. Like you could feel that when he's doing these scenes and watching something, he's enjoying the hell out of it and he's getting to and so that, you can't fake that. And so yeah, it just was really really striking. And he was a big fan of the short and it's part of how I got cast in the film.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, you can see a lot of parallels between your characters there.
Yeah.
Alden, this has been such an honor. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us on the
you.
Geekcentric podcast.
My
Again, your
pleasure.
performance is outstanding, dude. Whether you're a grounded character in Weapons or you're playing in the sandboxes of the MCU, which you were fantastic in, or Star Wars, it's always exciting to see what you'll do next. So
Thanks
we're
very
very stoked.
much.
All
Thank
right,
you.
man. Have
Really
a good one.
pleasure to talk to you.